Hello, good morning. Welcome back. JavaBabies. Today is 11th session, and today we're going to practice strings and strings in Java and arrays in Java together, building on the skills that we've been building over the last few weeks. All right. So I guess the task I want to talk about is let's say searching here. Search a given string in an array of strings. Okay. So we'll work on this problem today. Is that clear to everyone? Any question on this task so far? Or rather, what comes to your mind when you look at this problem? So let's try to do some example here. String array, let's say array will be, let's say string. So I guess this is how you will create a string array to start with. Let's say Singapore, India, Australia, Thailand. Let's say we have a bunch of countries in our array. Okay, I think I forgot to add extra quotes here. So once we add it, we have an array here. So can anybody tell me if I wanted to print India from this array, what can I do? Or how do we refer to the India string from the array of strings? So this is my array, but I want to
So
actually look at India.
it's array dot two.
Array of, so it's zero index, remember?
Oh yeah. So it's one. Yeah.
Correct. But if we don't do dot, we have a square parenthesis, square bracket operator. So yeah, that's how we refer to a particular element in the array. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Rakesh, can you similarly tell me how to print Thailand?
Array of 3.
Array of 30. Okay, good. All right. Uh, yeah, Kamal, is it clear to you what we just now experienced? An array of strings.
Yes, man, I'm okay.
All right. Super. Now let's say I want to search. Let's say what land, right? In the so if I want to search land inside the word Thailand, so how can I do this? Let me try to do it. So let's say array of, yeah, let me do it with a simple string. Let's say simple string Thailand equal to Thailand. Right? So we defined a variable called Thailand, which has a string value of Thailand. So if I want to see if Thailand contains land, how can I do? There are a few ways to do it. And can anybody guess? So I can give one example. Dot contains land. So this is basically returns a true, which means the variable called Thailand, which is a string Thailand with a capital T, contains a substring or a partial string called land. Okay. Now, if I want to search Thai, how can I do that? It returns me false. Does anybody know why? It should have returned true, right? Why false?
Because of T being capital and you gave it small.
Correct. True. So let's say somebody wants to do a case insensitive search. Then what are the options? Let me try. Thailand. There is a function to convert into lowercase. Remember? Let's see. Let's refer to our notes from last class. This one. So we will use the two lowercase method. So dot two lowercase method function, you can call it. And now I get a true. Okay. And let's, but it's a little bit awkward. Let me try to see if there is a ignore case kind of a method for contain. Oh, I do not find it. Yeah, I think we have to live with the lowercase and then contain. Yeah. In the meantime, let me quickly search it up. But can I request you guys to practice this a few commands that we just now typed? And if the string is a bit, if the screen is of a poor resolution, let me know. I can increase. Otherwise, yeah, just give it a go. Try it out. True. So give me a thumbs up once you have done the practice. Is there anybody who doesn't have a computer on or the shell terminal in front of you? Okay. So I think HK did the practice already. So HK, now your task is to look at India string, which is capital I, small n, and DIA, right? So let's just say India equal to capital I, small n, DIA, and I want you to search for capital IN. So how will you do that?
So now my task is to search for IN in India.
Yes. Case insensitive.
Can we use like for like search for I first and then the next character is N?
Well, I remember this Thailand. We did some search on Thailand just now. You see?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep.
I'm hoping to see something similar.
Oh, okay, so we so India dot to uppercase and then contains IN in capital letter.
Okay. How about yeah? Let's do that. Can you type it out and see if it works?
Yeah.
You can share your screen. In fact, if you don't mind.
Yep. Can I still see your screen?
Oh, should be able to, maybe smaller now. But I think you already typed all the commands, so you don't need my screen anymore. I think.
Yes.
India, you can any variable name you can choose. Yeah.
mm,
Hi, Tapinder. Are you able to hear me? Hi, Tapinder, we just started to play around with some more string methods like searching a particular string inside a bigger string. So yeah, just follow along the commands that you see on my screen. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. That's great. HK, I want to increase the difficulty a little bit. Anybody who wants to volunteer? So I guess the volunteer will have to be between Rakesh or Kamal. Sabinder might be just following along.
Yeah, I can do. I mean, I don't know, but just try. I can share my
Oh,
screen.
okay, so this time I want you to search for small I, capital N.
Small I and capital N.
Yeah. No, we don't have an ignore case method, so that will not work. So we have lowercase, uppercase, and contains. Only three functions that we can use, unfortunately.
Okay. Small I. N. Mm. Oh, but can we, like, half of the string is to lowercase and half to
Yeah,
uppercase?
correct. So the trick is that this two lowercase or two uppercase, this method you have to use, and you have to use it for both of them, not just one.
So, like, mm, but how can we break down the string? Is it like put it to arrays? I mean,
Oh,
like we change I
sure. Okay,
to
let me give you a
small.
clue. Let me give you a hint. Can you look at my screen? Is it visible?
Yep.
So I just used India.to lowercase equal to small India, right? some background noise. All right. So similarly, I can convert the searching texts to lowercase also. And now I can run the contains command. Are you able to see?
Yeah, I got it.
So you have to use two lowercase 2 times, basically. That's the trick here.
The screen, you can practice.
Yeah, I can't see your screen though. Yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is simple string comparison, but as you can see in Java, it's a little bit verbose. Even if you have to do like a very intuitive comparison here.
Left.
All right, so now we go back to our original problem of the day, which is in this one. So search a given string in an array of strings. Yeah, that's the problem that we're trying to solve. This is a task for us. So we have created an array, which is a bunch of countries, and we are trying to find a substring. So let's say I want to search
Bật
all the
đèn lên bên nhé.
pardon me.
Nó hơi tối không?
Okay.
Daniel đổi cái quạt. À nó vẫn. Bye. Oh sorry.
Right. So I want to search in and I want to find out which countries have the word in.
I think you're on mute.
Right, sorry. So the task now is to print all countries having in characters in their name. So that what is the expected output? Which country should I print?
Singapore and India.
All right. Right. So we want this output. And so how do we do that? We can use a for loop. Okay. So does anybody want to give it a go on their own first before we do we do a sharing? Do you guys want to take a few minutes to try? You guys remember your for loops? There are two for loops. For example, for in I equal to 0, I is less than array dot length I plus plus, then do something, don't come back in. Or there's another way for string country in my array to something. So there are two options. So I want one person to try the first for loop and another person to try the second for loop. Okay. I need two volunteers this time. Independence, do you have a computer on?
Yes.
Okay, maybe you want to give a go.
Yeah, sure. I can give the second one try.
Okay. In fact, you can share your screen so everybody can see.
This has to be in JSON or
Yeah, I'm thinking if you're comfortable in JSON to write a for loop, that is fine. But if not, then you can create a small class file.
sure, sure.
Okay, that looks good to me. So we have an array, then we have a for loop, and we do the same search that we were trying to work on earlier today. And then if the condition is true, then we print out the condition. Yeah, that's very good. Uh, yeah, can we actually now do it as a Java file, and then the search string we take it as an input from command line? Can we do that?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, let me do it along as well. What I'm saying is that my argument will not be null and arguments of length will be representation. Rather opposite, if our arguments is null or argument length is less than 1, then we print the error message require one command line to search for input search. And then what we do is we say system dot exit 1. This kind of represents that this program exited without success. So 0 is success, anything non-zero is not success. That's how typically we exit. And if it passes through this if clause, means that the argument was indeed available, and we take search for as equal to argument 0, and then we start our for loop. I will use the int I equal to 0 loop, and we move from 0 to array dot length less than array dot length because it starts from 0. So array dot length, for example, in this case is 4, but we can only go up till index number 3, and we with our standard for loop for string country equal to of I. Oops. And I, and then I will just follow what the finger did. This country to lower case not contains search for to lower case. We will print out in the and name of the country. Okay, let's go to the skip block and remove the current stuff. Okay, what I want to do more is I'll also want to maybe give some more helpful interactions to the user. So I'll just say system.out to println going to search for input string equal to video plus search for. Remember, strings we can do a plus operator, so we can use a plus operator like this, or we can use string.format, or we can use system.out.printf. We have 3 options here. So, and it's going to print the end message also, which is to say system.out.println We will say finished searching. And close the program. Just before exiting the program, we will say like that. Okay. So extract this and extract. Okay, I think I have a compilation error, and the reason is that okay, there are few compilation errors. Let's see how many are there. Reporting 5 errors, but I think one error is due to this line. 3 errors are due to this line. So let's look at that error first. Highlight. So I forgot to start the highlight with a string with a double quote. So now if we compile, we're left with 2 errors only, and it's on line number 24 and 33. So if I use set new set number and go to line 24, there's a complaint about this guy. Search dot to lower case. Oh, I think there's a missing parenthesis. So basically, if you see, there's one for if, one for contains, and one for lowercase. So we need 3 parentheses in this case. You see that my display vim is able to match the parentheses now. So it means I think we've got rid of the main error here. And if you try to compile it again, okay, it says line number 33, reach end of file without parsing. So what's going on? So we can again use vim to see, okay, the parenthesis. So this time I'm checking the curly braces. Can you see on my screen? If I click on this one, I was thinking it will be end of the class file, but apparently it's matched with the main method, and this one is matched with the for. So this tells me that after for, I forgot to add a curly brace. So I'm adding it now, and now this one matches. So, all right, it is compiling. Now that the runtime error about out of bounds. And because I did not provide any command line, I should have seen my friendly message to say that I need a command line argument. So it should have there's an error in my condition. It should be on. So if my argument is null or instead of and, it should be or condition, which is double pipe, not a double and then the length is less than 1, instead of 0. Then I will say the friendly command and exit the program. Let's do that now. Okay, so I've got a friendly reminder. Require one command line string to search for. So how do I supply that? I can just do like this. When I run the Java command, it starts with Java, the name of the class, and then the command line arguments. So it says going to search for string input string equal to n, and it is able to find Singapore and India, and then it says finish searching. So let's do another one for land, and it is able to find Thailand. Okay, everybody able to follow so far? So this is the complete program. Is there any part which is not clear to anyone? Please go ahead and ask, and we can discuss this a little bit more. All right. If this is clear, then we'll move to a slightly more difficult problem. Are you guys up for it? Although I know it's early morning in India and
Yep. I mean,
okay. So yeah, let's create a copy of this file. Yeah, or not even a new file. We will not use the same file, and we will. The task is so this is another next task. Next task, pretty much similar. Search for country, name matching any of the input two input strings. So the problem is not that difficult. Just only to think a little bit. It's probably going to be very similar to this with some adjustments. So I search for a country name matching any of the two strings. Okay. Can I get some initial thoughts about how you might modify this program to achieve this?
it will take two arguments, first of all,
Yeah, that's correct.
and then we'll have to have an or condition in the if
Hmm.
to even look for the second search for.
Right. How about I make it slightly more difficult? Any of the input strings. So I don't specify two anymore, so which means there could be multiple input strings, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So we want to search for any of those. Yeah. Now how do we do that?
Is it like another loop inside the loop?
Correct. Excellent. Yes. So you guys do you think you're up for the challenge?
Yep.
Try it out. So in fact, yes. Yeah, I think that's all. That's all we need to do. Okay, please go ahead and let's call it string searcher2.java. And yeah, try to create this file. I'll give you guys let's say 10 minutes. Is that okay? Or you guys want me to do it? Okay, the rest is okay.
Yeah, I think if you can do it, then it is.
Okay, sure.
I can try.
Okay, that's great. Let's do it both. So I'll probably I'll
Just
reuse.
one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So we want to take multiple inputs. I mean, n number of inputs.
Yes, yes.
Okay, nice.
Let me call it any string search at Java. And so don't copy paste like me, yeah, because we have to do a few modifications. You might be better off creating a new class. Oops. Any string search, and I think until here we are fine. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll create a small method inside it. Okay, private static boolean. Let me call it array. And let me call it string, or other even more specific country name contains any. Let me call the method name country name contains any of, and the first argument is country, and the second argument is a string array of search form. Okay. And this guy is going to return a boolean. How do we read it? Boolean is the return type. Okay. Static we use because we are calling it from a static method. That's why we have to declare this also as a static. And private means we don't want anybody outside this class to call this. Private static returning boolean, name of the method, and the parameters, country name, and the arguments, command line parameters that we want to search for. Okay. So we can do it as an inner loop also, as HK suggested. So that is also fine. This is just slightly me trying to make it more modular. Let's say. So this time, let's say string that str search for if country dot to lower case dot contains str dot to lower case, then return true. We end the if, we end the for loop also. We've done what we wanted. And if we could not find it, we just return false. Okay. And here we'll change our if condition from this long string. We'll just remove all that information and invoke our new method. Country name contains of, and then we put the country and arguments that we were passed from the command line. And I can change. So that's the main method I wanted to change and to introduce. So now effectively it has a for loop, and inside it is calling this method, which is a for loop. So it is actually a nested for loop, like HK pointed out. And just that in this code, I am not using explicitly visible for nested for loop is encapsulated inside this small method. Let's try to compile and try. Okay, not many errors. It's good. Oh, the same error I repeated. Oh. So if I hover on this parenthesis, I don't see any ending parenthesis, which means this parenthesis was unmatched. The one in the external arm, and so contains is matched. Lowercase contains matched, but if did not match, so I have to add the parenthesis. Try again. Okay, I have the same error in the surrounding method also, in the main method, unmatched parenthesis. Let me fix that. In fact, I have a new shell to Okay, so this time I think this one, this line I have to change also. So I'll have to, in fact, improve my messages here. Going to search for any of the input strings. And let me simplify all of it. And here I can say require. On this message, I can say require at least one command line input string for to search for. Improving the messaging there. And let's compile again. Okay, compilation work. If I run Java any string, it says require at least one command line. Okay, let's try to run it with our old example in, and it found Singapore and India. Now I want to give a second one, which is land, and it says Singapore, India, Thailand. Yeah, so it is able to print both of them, all of them. Let's try another example of this one. Let's try something which has a T or an S. With Singapore, Thailand. Okay, so does it look to be working okay? Anybody have any doubts? Yeah. Tapinder was, I think, trying on his own as well. Maybe you can share your status.
I stopped typing and then was looking at your code. Yeah.
Okay, okay, sure. Does it look okay? This one.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So let me try to recap what you did. We have a new class called anyString, anyString search, and again it takes string of arguments, and it checks that the argument should be available at least one. So we improved our command to say at least one input is expected, otherwise exit with a non-zero flag. And it has some source of list of countries, and which is in this case this guy. Okay. Then gives a friendly message going to search for any input string so that the users are not wondering what's going on. It gives them some information, like we see in the output. Going to search for any input, any of the string. Then it runs the for loop, gets the country name out, and then it invokes a small method to check if the country name matches any of the search string, and if yes, it will print it out. And in the end, it will print out finished. So that again, the user is not very clear what happened. After we close the main method, so our main method ends here. And then we introduced the new small method called, you can name it anything, but I just trying to create a name which represents its purpose to the best of my naming capabilities. I think I'm sure you guys can come up with a better name. So pardon my long and not 100% intuitive name. But as a programmer, I think coming up with entity name is also something that you need to practice. Yeah, so that is like with all your variable names, with your function names, class names, pay some attention to the name. Yeah. So in fact, for example, this variable country is also wrong. It should be actually called country name, isn't it? So I can use my VI skills to improve that. I can do a global search of country and replace it with country name, global confirmation. So I'm going to replace one by one all the country words in this class file to country name. Okay. So I can skip this guy. This one I want to include. Skip this. Yeah. Yeah. Oops. I think I made a mistake in the spelling of country. Or is it correct? Zero UN thing. So I replaced the variable name to be more. And the simple comment insert from comma. Is combined and the second one. Similarly. Okay, so I did not have any bug introduced to my refactoring of the variable name. Yeah, and I'm thinking, yeah, I think that's all on changing the contents of this code. Now I want you to run another test. Oh, so let's say if I want to search for I, okay, or let's say I want to search for in and am. In and am. What happens? I got Singapore in the Thailand. Okay. How about in and IA? Right, good. Yeah, I think this is quite robust. The program that we wrote is very robust, so it gives us good results. So, for example, in an IA, I was looking for a bug here because, for example, India has a N and has also a IA. But if you see the output, it only printed India once. I was thinking if there was a bug, it could have printed India twice, but it did not. So, in our logic is robust, uh, not easy to have bugs. Yeah, which is a good achievement. All right. So I guess now that you have committed this some more time here, I will ask you guys to go ahead and try to write this up. Yeah. Make use of this time. And if you have any doubt, let me know. Is that okay? Is it fair enough?
Yeah, say again, Manu.
So I was thinking that this is slightly more complicated example of program. So I was thinking that you guys can spend the next 10 minutes to program it on your own.
Yeah. So, but actually, I have an event. I need to go out. So, yeah.
Okay.
I will try it later. Yeah.
Okay, I
Thank
will
you,
add it
everyone.
to. Okay, have a good day, HK, and I will add it to GitHub so you can take a look there. Okay, fine. Yeah, I think we have covered quite a lot today, and I think it's slightly complicated. So unless anybody wants me to continue and perhaps go to another topic or talk about more another flavor of the problem, then let me know. Otherwise, we can conclude for today.
Can we take two input arguments
Yes, that's what we did here.
as an array, two separate array?
How do you mean?
I mean, even take the string over here, like country string.
Oh, yeah, I see. Correct. So I guess you can and you cannot. So, I mean, what I mean to say is, if you want, you'll have to do something extra. Yeah. Okay. Let's try to see. I guess what you want to do is you want to have some source of country names, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you could have some search string. So what we can do is we can probably code up another way to source our input array, input list of countries. Is that something that is interesting for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking like console type
Sorry, repeat.
using console.
Console.
Say for example, enter the array of country
Hmm,
and then
yeah.
uh, enter the search array.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that is definitely possible. And there's another way, which is I was thinking is to have some sort of interface which gives you the list of countries. And we have an implementation of the interface which could have, a hard-coded value, or which could have like a web service and look it up from some web location. Uh, so yeah, there is two options there. Do you want to create it from the creating list of countries from console actually is not practical, but yeah, it's doable. I mean to say, practically you would probably have a database where you
Yeah.
fetch from, correct?
Yep.
But and you can also do it from console. So you want to learn the console interaction. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try. Okay, so for how do we read a console? We have a class called scanner. So I would say let's make it a simple topic called how to read from console. Yeah. So under the hood there is a class called scanner. Let me read it. Java.util.scanner. And how do you use that? You will typically import it at the start of the program, and then you will say scanner sc equal to new scanner, and you have to provide it with the print with the input stream, which in this case will be system.in. So you might remember system.out.println, that is the output stream. So system.in is the input stream, okay, which can read from console. And then you can say string, let's say str equal to scanner.net. Yeah. Let's try to run this small program which has basically these few lines. Okay, let me try to code it up. Read from console.java. From, from read from console, and then we will import our scanner, import java.scanner, and then we will have our public static void main string of arguments, scanner SW system.in will say while dot has and there's a method here and str equal to dot next, and that's how you read it. But then how do we verify whether what I read is already available? So I might want to collect this into, let's say, string all values equal to we create a string with empty, and then we basically append it to an all value string by using plus or plus equal to all values plus str. But to delimit this, I will probably distinguish this how. Maybe I can add some comma space to distinguish to that when I'm up. So this is basically like a collection. I'm collecting all the inputs so that I can verify later on. How do I verify? By visually just taking a look. System.out.println receive following inputs, and then just print out out.println all values, and that's it. So this was my read from console program. I'm going to compile. There's one error which is a missing parenthesis here. It's compiled, then we run Java read from console, and I can say, hi, this is my on the I don't know how to end this. I killed the program. Okay, let's do something. Let's say we'll keep on entering until we say we type quit. So if quit dot equals ignore case str, then what do we do? How do we break out of a loop? We
Break.
call the break command. Yes. All right. So that's how we do it. I need to compile the first. I think today I am making this mistake a lot of times. So like so because we did not have any friendly message, so it's basically waiting for my input, and I didn't know that. So let me add a comment here. Found.print please enter some word. Yeah. And let's see, put it in the start of the file. Okay. So, sorry, I'm just putting up footage on that. Oh man, I think input is not that great. So next, I think is not the best. So this is a little bit tricky. The scanner class actually is not that, perfect, and it's not very intuitive also, as you can see. I think I have one error here. I have a bug in this line.
Yeah, plus.
Yeah, I plus equal to, so I don't need to add this value here. Okay, yeah, so it basically broke all the letters as separate words. So the next actually was read word by word, not sentence by sentence. But yeah, this is the way to scan your inputs. Now, as you know, this is slightly complicated. Reading this, um, and I don't know if it's very useful in today's world where we talk about web services more frequently rather than console inputs. So that's why I would say no need to spend too much time on it.
Sure.
But if you're still curious, then you can go ahead and read about it from the documentation and come back with me with any doubts. Yeah, correct. So a better way would be that we either look into a database or a web service and get my list of countries, for example. Okay. But yeah, for playing around, for making some simple interactive programs, yeah, this is probably useful. Although there will be some edge cases, for example, how does the next work? It breaks it into different words. And how do we stop the program? There are a few ways to basically read the data. Some techniques you can learn if you really need to. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I will add this to GitHub also so that you can refer to it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to share. Anybody? I think Kamal and Rakesh have been quite very quiet today. If you have any doubts, yeah, now is a good time to ask. Okay, Rakesh is all good. All right, Tabinder, any further questions from you?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, and I'll post it to GitHub and share the you know the GitHub link already. I'll just add it as a new folder, Session11. And once the video is available, I'll upload the video also. All right, have a good weekend, everybody. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.